The rivalry began in 1960 with the formation of the new Dallas franchise. The Cowboys weren't expected to be competitive on the field, but their existence did endanger the lucrative Southern radio network of the Redskins and their owner, George Preston Marshall. To keep Dallas from disrupting his broadcasting empire, Marshall refused to vote them into the league. Such stubbornness almost cost Marshall his beloved team fight song. To keep Dallas from disrupting his broadcasting empire, Marshall refused to vote them into the league. Such stubbornness almost cost Marshall his beloved team fight song.
George Marshall, I think, the former owner of the Washington Redskins, did not want to award the Dallas Cowboys the franchise here in Dallas. And Clint Murchison, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, received a letter that the Washington Redskins fight song was not patent. So Clint Murchison patented the song and told Marshall that if, in fact, you don't vote for me to get this franchise in Dallas, then you won't have the Redskins fight song. So that's how the rivalry started.
The expansion ragtags from Dallas enraged Marshall even more when they began making a regular habit of beating his Redskins.
Dallas jumps back into the driver's seat. Don Meredith is rushed hard, but manages to connect with Billy Houghton. Houghton sets sail for the end zone, and he makes it in on a 44-yard dazzler.
The Redskins quickly realized that it was wise to have their war paint on whenever they squared off against the armed and dangerous Cowboys.
I remember a couple games against Dallas where they got tough people down there, and they would join at me, and we joined back and forth. And the linebacker, when they were Chuck Howley, they would buzz him out to actually cut my route off before I got into the pattern. And Chuck was being kind of physical. He was punching me a couple of times, and I said, "Hey, Chuck, it's only a game, man, and he'd come out and punch me again."
It was a bitter rivalry. It was tough. It was aggressive, and there was not a lot of friendship between the players during those years. We had some fantastic games. They were not always championship games, but for us, they were with Washington.
As the 1960s ended, the Cowboys were kings of the Eastern Division, while the Redskins lagged far behind. But a new football administration in the nation's capital would soon bring winning back to Washington. When George Allen became the head coach of the Redskins in 1971, he brought with him infectious enthusiasm and a collection of old pros.
Just a little history lesson here while I'm getting the settings going here. Welcome everybody to this show.
For a victory.
Hope everybody's doing good tonight. We have the Washington Redskins and the Cowboys. And just a little history lesson.
What I tried to dwell on is that you're in the nation's capital. You're representing the nation. And I felt that way myself. We had a special mission.
He'd say Tex Ram put the Cowboys in there because he thought that the East Division was patsies, that the Redskins would never be anything, and that it was a setup by the league to make sure that the Cowboys always got to the playoffs.
Roger Staubach and Company. Roger Staubach, Tom Landry, Tex Ram. Here we go.
The fact that Dallas was so good, they had won the division 5 straight years. And I remember making a statement that
okay, so this is kind of weird, guys.
Sense in issuing the equipment.
I remember George for some reason.
That, if it was up to him to
have
the outcome of the game, he would like to fight Tom Landry
on the 50-yard line of the game
if that's what it meant to win. I don't think he'd have won.
Go hard, go hard, go hard. Okay, that's the way to find daylight. That's the way to find daylight. Okay. That's
Tom Landry, their practice field, there's some apartment buildings nearby. They had the police clear the apartments. They were sure George had spies everywhere.
Boy, that's the way to go.
He made up all these goofy stories. Got us to hate the Cowboys. The Cowboys, we were just the Redskins, you know what I mean? We meant nothing to them. But George got us so whipped up and fired up that, that we'd go out there and we'd be crazed by the time we stepped on the field. And then in response to our craziness, and they got crazy, so the rivalry developed. But it really came because George had a team which didn't have that much skill.
He built his Redskins up to where
Don't know how I screwed this one up.
And they were so emotionally high, buddy, that if you walked in that stadium, you better have your guns on because they were coming after you. It was, I'm telling you, I might say I hated him, but he had his boys ready to play.
The Redskins were out for blood when they met the Cowboys for the 1972 Conference Championship.
Kilmer drops straight back. Being rushed, throws his pass to the end zone to Taylor. Touchdown, Washington!
Take a good look at some of these hits that you're seeing out here.
This punishing war
This is when
attrition,
football was really
the
football.
Redskin-Cowboy rivalry was never the same.
Trying to create a hatred between both teams and just hoping that our team hated them more on Sunday than they hated us. And those games that we hated them more, we always won.
Welcome everybody to the show tonight. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. We've got 3 streams actually going because I screwed the pooch tonight. Somehow I've got two shows going on my same channel, and this one's happened to says Bo Scarborough. Bo got released or something or other. Forgive me, you guys know I suck. But shout out to everybody that's here. Thank you all for being part of the Jobu Sports Report. We've got the Vimeo chat. We got D Detailer in there, Mira Beer, and everything else. Thank you guys for the support. I see Ryan Clark, Savage Time. I see Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie is the reason we won because she was at the stadium there yesterday spreading some mojo. We got Colin. We got Chris. We've got Robert. We've got Brian from SoCal. What's up, Brian? We got Jacob Garrett. We got Brian Nelson. We got Art. We got Sarah. That's another one of my girls. How you doing, Sarah? Art Alexander. Robert Barnes. Ryan Kirk. Jason. Victor. There's just too many of you guys to name. Before we get on to our Dallas Cowboys, I want to just say something here that's near and dear and important to me. I am me. I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little bit off. But I am doing what I enjoy. Every single day that I wake up, I am happy to meet the challenges. I'm thankful that I'm waking up, that I can literally get out of the bed, and I enjoy life. And no matter how bad things get, and believe me, I've been close to death twice. I've been divorced and remarried. I had to raise 2 kids on my own. I've had 5 knee operations. I've got slip disc in my back, and I got this brain up here, which is kind of, But I don't waste my time worrying about things that I cannot control. I try and go out and make sure I enjoy each and every day. Because there's some people out there that just want to be negative. No matter what happens, they are still unhappy and pissed off and mad. It wasn't good enough. And if you don't like what I'm saying, my message, if you don't think I'm genuine, you think I'm a bandwagon fan, you think I'm a liar, why waste your life and your time with something you do not like? I'm okay with that. I am good if you don't. How you choose to spend your life? Texas T, the reason why I'm saying this is because it's words to live by. Because people should understand that you need to be thankful for what you got. I'm not a rich man. I don't have everything that I'd like to have, but you know what? There's a million people out there that wish they were in my position. And that's being thankful. That's about enjoying life. And I want everybody here because life is too short. Life is very, very short. And before you know it, it's going to be gone. I'm 53 years old. Most of my life has already passed me. I want to make sure I enjoy each and every other day that I have left. And I'm trying to pass this on. I'm not explaining anything to anybody else. I'm hoping that maybe they'll stop being such a sour puss and realize, be thankful. Be thankful that our franchise had 5 Super Bowls, championships, 8 chances and opportunities. Be thankful that. You could be some of these other teams that have never gotten one, never been close to a Super Bowl. Be thankful for what you got, because life is short. So understand, hey, I'm cool if you don't like me. I'm cool if you don't like it. Yeah, that's okay. It's good. Find what you like. Whatever it is, find something to make you happy. And I'm going to act a fool. I know we're 3-3. We haven't been able to win a game on the road, but I'm going to enjoy the fact that our team looked good. They finally got everything together for a game. Everything. They clicked on all phases of the game. And if they click on all phases of the game, they can beat anybody. What's amazing to me is this. Shannon Sharp was like, bye-bye your playoff chances. You know, you got no chance. Jacksonville Jaguars going to come through there, skip. They're going to kick your butt. You got no chance. Today, it was, the Jaguars, they're not that good a team. You know, Blake Bortles, he a nobody. It's okay. It's okay if you don't want to give us credit, because that's all right. That's cool. Try and walk that stuff back so you look okay. I'm cool with that. I'm fine. Understand, we don't have the greatest talent at wide receiver. We don't. We don't. And we've got some injuries, because right now, Tavon Austin is not going to be ready for the Redskins game. He's going to be out. Bryce Butler, the guy we re-signed after throwing us under the bus, he's got the knee injury. He should be back. But you start worrying now that we got Cole Beasley, who's actually going to start having to return punts. And since he's our number one guy, that kind of scares me. But we'll get back to that in a minute, though. But whether you like the offense or not, this is the way the offense is going to work. I believe that the hot seat and the mob mentality made a difference. I think your voice, your comments, your anger, your frustration made the difference and made Jason Garrett realize, you know what? We got to do something different. We need a win. They're pounding at the gates. Soon they're going to break through those gates, and that's going to be our ass. So what did they do differently? Well, instead of just first down, let's run it Zeke straight up the middle. You saw him come out and start throwing. They challenged the defense. They went right at the strength of Jacksonville.
We didn't get the ball start the game.
And yes, Michael makes it. Oh God, I turned. I didn't watch the game here at home. We actually watched the game over at Lucky's Sports Bar, and that's my new sports bar. Great Wi-Fi, so we had a great signal. They treated us like kings. There's another Dallas Cowboy fan club there they were awesome. And next time I'm just gonna bring a nice table, put up a nice sign, set up, and just go ahead and it was that good. Now I forgot my point. Oh, okay, but yeah, we actually kicked off, which was great, because we had a drive to end the second half, okay, which wore out their defense, and then we got the ball to start the second half. You know, their offense couldn't get on the field for almost a full quarter. And that's one of those things I'm always like, please kick off, please kick off, please kick off. But we never kick off. So that was going for us, because our defense came out there and played lights out, 3 and out. You got to love that defense. But then they started doing things like I kind of said they need to do. We keep running the offense like Tony Romo's going to come back through the door. 7-step drop backs, okay? Slow developing plays where Tony Romo's going to run around, do some magic, and do a back shoulder fade to somebody. Be great if Dak Prescott was that guy right now. But he's got a lot of work to do on his mechanics, on his timing, working with the receivers. But what Dak, and I've said this over and over again, is he's deadly on play action pass. He's 7th in the NFL with a 122 QBR with play action. Oh, let's get open for business. Oh, and let's get Joe Boo. Get Joe Boo his refill up here. And he's fantastic on bootlegs and outside. And you've got to do more of that. And the other thing that you have to do is mix it up. When I said this offense, the best way this offense runs is death by 1,000 cuts. That's what that was. You hit Cole Beasley 7-8 times. It was great. But then you hit a Rico. Then you hit a Michael Gallup. Then you hit an Allen Hurns. You literally passed it around, because then there was no one thing that the Jaguars could try and stop. Because if you stop that one, we're over here. And that's the way this offense is going to win. And the other key on this is huge. The offensive line cut down the penalties. They gave them time, and they blocked lights out. Tailgate information, guys. We're going to be tailgating at FedEx Field. I got to get my parking passes. We're going to be in Orange Lot. Hopefully setting up right behind. There's a parking structure outside there. Can I get DirecTV? Yeah, I think actually I'm just going to go ahead and, for the few games that aren't on, I'll just be going to Lucky's. But we'll be right behind the parking structure. I'm going to be doing some stuff. I got to do a test run. Believe it or not, we're going to actually have a lot of people that are going to be just hanging out in the parking lot to watch the game. So if you don't want to spend $200+ to sit in that toxic waste dump, you can just come out and hang out in the parking lot and be part of the action. We're going to have about 80 pounds of chicken wings I'll be cooking there. We'll have a big pot of chili, depending on how many people want to come. And if you're interested, email me at cowboysmark94@gmail. Okay, so let me know if you want to help do a little donation or something like that. That'll just email me and I'll tell you where you can do that, because the more money I can collect, the more stuff we can get, and it's a lot of food. So far, I know we have about 50 people that said they're going to be there, and I've had 150 people say they're interested. So I got no idea how many people are going to be there. But the lot's open at FedEx Field 4 hours before the game, so they'll be opening up about 12 o'clock. I plan to be over there in line about 9 o'clock in the morning, so that way we get in there, we get everything set up, and we're good to go. And I've got a couple of those canopies, so we'll have those. I'll have at least a 50-inch TV out there so we can watch the game, and we should be good to go. So the Cowboys had everything clicking. Our kicker is straight butter. Our defense, shout out to our defense. Our defense right now, it's actually amazing, because when you think about 2013, David Irving, I tell you what, I will give David Irving, for a guy that's only had 3 practices, he played a hell of a job. David Irving had his first play out there. He literally blew it up. 3rd down, he ended up basically pushing the whole pocket and everything else, and Blake Bortles didn't have a chance to get anything off. He ended up with 2 tackles, 1 for a loss, and 1 hit on the quarterback. Now you understand why the Cowboys are like, you know what, we'll work with you. We will work with you and get yourself together. Don't worry about it. We'll be okay. So, yeah, David Irving, good job. Taco, everybody in that defense. We got 3 sacks yesterday, and none of them were by DeMarcus Lawrence. We even got a half sack by Malik Collins, which is great, because Malik Collins has been dealing with injury all season. I mean, off season and everything else. He had 2 surgeries. For him to get going is huge. Germany, thank you very much for the super chat. Missed your question there. You won't be there, but oh man, I appreciate that though, man, Jeremy. I wish all of you guys could come there. Although if all of you came there, boy, that'd be a lot of food. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for it. I called into Sports Talk 980 today, and Victor, I look forward to seeing you there, man. I called into Sports Talk 980 today, right when they finally said open up the lines, and literally had to wait an hour. So I'm sitting here working in this basement, and this is no excuse. I'm not making excuses, but it was funny because I was sitting here, I've got the phone on speakerphone, and we're listening to the channel. If you ever called into a show not like mine, because I don't have that kind of setup, you're listening to the show on your phone. So I got on speakerphone, and I'm walking around working, and they say, Mark in Springfield. Oh, shit. So I go running over to grab the phone and just start talking. And I'm just so off of my game that I'm just like, yeah, Doc, congratulations, Redskins being in first place. I'm happy that, that we're playing for something for once. Because we're playing for first place, guys. We beat the Redskins. We go into the bye week with some momentum and the lead in the division. We lose the game, well, we're 1-1 in the division. And then you go into the bye week with a bad taste in your mouth, losing to the Redskins. So we want this game. We want to be in first place. We want to shut up the naysayers. We want to get 2 games back to back. So this is important. So this is why we're going over there to go ahead and try and spread some mojo, meet the fans, have a good time. But that defense, back to it. And I'm a little bit hyper tonight, so forgive me because, well, I had coffee earlier, lots of coffee. And I'm happy about our team getting that win. That was huge. Nobody thought we were going to win. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, man. Again, we're going to be there. We're also, here's a good thing. I have to say something good about FedEx. I got to say something. I can't believe that I'm going to have to say that FedEx Field has something better than AT&T. This hurts for me to say something good about that toxic waste dump. And that is, you can get a good cellular signal out there. Unlike AT&T. AT&T, man, it killed me because you can't get crap to go out sending there. Last year when we were there for the game, had my Mevo camera there, boom, was able to live stream. So the whole time, we are going to live stream from the tailgate. So all you people that show up, you will be on the Jobu Sports Report live stream, reporting live from the parking lot at AT&T before the Dallas Cowboys take on the Washington Redskins for first place in the division. It don't get no better than that. We're going to be throwing down on some food, and we're going to be talking some trash, and we're going to be supporting our team. So that's what's important to me. So thank you very much for the super chats and thanks. All that stuff helps out with the channel. I am working on really doing some stuff that's going to keep on going. Oh, man. Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to have some of that hot sauce. We'll do a wing challenge just for you, Shogun. I appreciate the super chat. So I want you guys to think about something. Think about 2013 with our defense. Our defense was 32nd in the NFL. 32nd. Historically bad. Kind of like worse than what our offense has been right now. Seriously. Think about that. There were some experts out there that said that our defense couldn't stop a high school team. And then the next year, Rod Martinelli became our defensive coordinator. Monty Kiffin went into, I don't know where they keep Monty Kiffin. I don't know if he's still employed by the Cowboys, but basically they just kind of moved him on into the front offices, and you never really quite heard what happened to him. Like I said, I don't know. It might be kind of like Psycho, where Mama's in the chair, you know, dead, still got her clothes and stuff on. I don't know. If anybody knows what happened to Monty Kiffin, let me know. Rod Martinelli took over that defense. And in 2014, they improved to 19th. But what was key about that defense, because 2014, we had a great team, they got turnovers. We were second in the NFL in getting the ball. We gave up a lot of yards. It was a bend, don't break mentality. But we went from 19 to 16 to 13 to 8th. And right now, as it stands today, our defense, 5th in the NFL in sacks, 5th in total defense in yardage, and 2nd in points. The only thing you can say about our defense bad is we don't get enough turnovers. That's the only knock that you can put on this defense. Right now, our linebacking core, even without Sean Lee, hasn't skipped a beat. So right now, Sean Lee is beginning to practice, but I think the Cowboys may go ahead and say, FedEx Field's field is shit. Let's just wait till after the bye week. We're okay with what we got on the field now. Let's save you for the second half of the season. That wasn't the case last year. Last year was like, we got, bandage him up, get his ass out. I don't care what, just get him out there. This defense has come together. You saw Jeff Heath with the interception, great return. And that was the difference in this game, too, is our defense stopped them. gave us the ball in good field position, got turnovers. It all clicked. Now, the thing that, of course, pissed me off, and one of the reasons why I started this whole thing off about, you know what, you need to just enjoy yourself, okay? There's going to be good games, there's going to be bad games. We're going to have games like we had this week, and then we're going to have heartbreaking ones like the Texans. Thomas Garrett, thank you very much for the super chat. But enjoy the journey. Enjoy the games. 6 of them are gone. We only have 10 left in the regular season. 10. 10 more weeks of our Cowboys on the field unless we make the playoffs. Enjoy these. But immediately this morning, I see comments. Dak's still just a game manager. He only had 183 yards. You know what? I will take the fact that Dak is 25-14. And that includes a playoff game. 25 out of the 39 games that we have watched, we have seen this team win. Count your blessings. Count your blessings. I know, and believe me, I want to go to the Super Bowl and watch the Dallas Cowboys play. And you don't know how much I want to go. You don't know how much it hurts the fact that I have seen the Eagles live in person twice in the Super Bowl. That I have seen the stinking New York Giants twice live in the Super Bowl. That I've seen New England Patriots 5 times in the Super Bowl live. And have never once seen my Cowboys. So yes, I do want them there. But guys, isn't it about getting a win for the Star? Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? We won 40-7 and people are still complaining? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you guys? Seriously. You can't even enjoy the fact that we had a blowout. We had a blowout against the number 1 defense in the NFL, and you guys are still whining. Well, he's just a game manager. He still didn't get 200 yards passing. Matt, what do you think about people like that? Block? You know,
I don't fool people like that with blocking and start talking about
Sarah, I'm glad you enjoyed the win. Jackie, I know you enjoyed it. Believe me.
If they want to have a conversation with me in that chat, in the comment section, I'm cool with that. But they're holler carrying on.
Bipolar, Mark, bipolar. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying I'm bipolar. Okay, I'm just a nut, but that's just me. They hate us because they ain't us. They're not real fans. That could be true, Derek. And critics can't do better. They're mostly trolls. I'm pissed because I'm in Atlanta watching Ridley. Okay. Yeah, well. I tell you what, though. Here's the thing, though. Do you think our defense would be as good without Leighton Vander Esch right now? Because I got to be honest with you. He is looking like the real deal. He is, because one of the comparisons to him was Brian Urlacher. Remember, this guy is a rookie, and he has 41 tackles and leads the team in single tackles. 41.
I think he's 6 overall.
Yeah. So, true, we don't have, a great wide receiver from the draft, but it's not like we didn't get a stud. And we got a stud because, unfortunately, I love Sean Lee. Sean Lee, and I pray Sean Lee becomes a coach for us. But Sean Lee, he's getting older. That hamstring has always been an issue, and you're going to need somebody else to take over. And one of the things about our great Cowboy teams of the past, we always think about Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett and Herschel Walker and Emmitt Smith and, Michael Irvings and things. We think about the offense, but we forget about the defense. It was those great defenses that made the Cowboys what they were. The doomsday defense in the 70s. It was the doomsday, too. I didn't really have a name, but that defense during the 90s that made all the difference in the world. And right now, we've got that kind of a defense. All they need to do is get more turnovers. So as we talk about the offense and not having premier wide receivers, and we know now that Austin has had hamstring issues, now groin issues, that he is electric when he's healthy. But you have to start worrying now about health issues with him. Will he be durable enough to be able to last with the hits and things? And, you know, we brought back Bryce Butler. Thus far, I think he's had one play. He may be able to play this week, but you have to start looking at this and saying, do we have what we need for the season? Now, the Raiders, who are about crazy, want to get rid of Amari Cooper. And I thought about that for a minute. You know, he's not fitting into the system and John Gruden's way, and who knows what's fitting in John Gruden's way. Because it seems like John Gruden is just, well, John Gruden was never a guy who built a team. He took a team that was built by somebody else and took them to the Super Bowl. You question what he's doing. But the word is they want a first-round pick for Amari Cooper. Bye, Felicia. Bye.
You wanted 2 for all that. You could have got 1.
Bye.
I got 1 for all that.
Thanks, but no thanks. Good luck with that. Yeah, Mayor Bear, you're 100% right. FedEx Field is terrible. I've seen that field just literally people just slide all over the place. It's a bad field.
Calling for rain on Saturday, too.
Well, Kevorkian, Amari Cooper, I think he has about 21 catches, although 21 catches on our team would be a lot right now, I'll be honest with you. But he's not worth a number 1 pick. That's just way too much. You wouldn't give up a number 1 pick for an Earl Thomas who's a surefire Hall of Famer. I wouldn't give up anything more than maybe a 3rd round, if that, a 3rd round. And that would be pushing it. And that would be one of those conditional 3rd round picks that he's got to play X number of plays. He's not worth a number 1, so that's just throw that away. Just forget that even came up. Forget it. It's done. It's over with. How's the weather for the game? Well, it's still a little early. Right now, they're looking at the temperature's kind of getting chillier now. I think, 55, 60 degrees is what they're looking at. We may have rain on Saturday, but, you know, it's the weather, man. They might say it's going to be 50 degrees right now. Come Sunday, it's 90 freaking degrees here. One thing about weather in Washington, D.C., if you don't like the weather, wait about an hour. It's going to change up on you. So Parker's being shot by Miami for a 6th round. That might be. But here's the one thing that I kind of said this earlier in the week, is part of the problem, I think, is we have so many wide receivers, that we're trying so many different guys, that we're not really getting any consistency. So, you know, let's bring back Bryce Butler. Okay. And you got Austin, you got Gallup, you got Hearns, you got Cole Beasley, you know, and now we got Noah Brown's going to be coming back. So we keep throwing all these different people, and you're not getting any consistency because everybody's slightly different. I think what they really need to do is say, you are our 3 guys. We'll mix in some of the other guys a little bit here and there, but, you know, Cole Beasley, you're definitely our main guy. And just keep getting Michael Gallup out there. I think Michael Gallup, with time, will get better and better. He just needs experience. And I got to tell you, at tight end, you need to use Rico more. You need to get Rico out there enough that he starts getting into a rhythm and starts getting used to doing jump balls, because I believe he could become another weapon for this team. And I think he could actually become the security blanket. Maybe I'm wrong, but somebody who's 6'8", who's used to jumping up for the ball, to me, if my quarterback's on the move, I can throw it up to that guy and just let him go up and get it. And these are things that I hope that the offense is working on and thinking about. Now, what I worry about, every time we played well, it's always been at home. And then the next week we lay an egg. And it seems like when we start making some progress, we go backwards. We started doing some great things with the offense. Great things. Getting Dak out in space. You letting him use his legs. Run pass options. Using multiple receivers, multiple sets. Being less predictable. We got to continue that. That's the winning formula. And let's hope and pray that we can continue to do that. Jackie, I enjoy watching Tavon as well too. The only problem is he's got to stay healthy. He's going to miss this game this week, and I think that's bad. Exactly, Kevorkian. It's hard to stop a dude that's 6'8", especially if most cornerbacks are 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". You put that guy over there, it's a mismatch. You think they dusted up? Well, you know what? I teamed it. I remember turning because we had a great time at Lucky's. We had John was there as well as Irvin, and I turned to him and I said, "Did somebody go ahead and take Scott Linehan and just like tie him up and put him in the closet or something? Because this does not feel like a game that was coached or called by him." I don't know what they did, but whatever it was, I don't know if behind closed doors, Jerry rang them the riot act, if they started listening to the fans and realizing that, you know, the end is near if we don't succeed. But whatever it was, that was not their typical game. And right now, San Francisco is beating, Green Bay 21-20. Shootout. What was it we saw yesterday? What you saw was potential of what the team could be. So when you look at it, the difference in that game, okay, let's be 100% honest. The difference in that game was two things. One, it was execution by the players. Two, it was putting them in positions that they could succeed in. That was the difference. When you looked at, say, the Texans game, okay? The Texans game, they hung in there. Credit to the defense. But you looked at them, they kind of reverted the offense back to first down, let's run Zeke up the middle, and everybody knows you're going to run Zeke up the middle, so they're clogging up the middle. Forget about all that part. Let's go to the drive in overtime. It's 3rd down and 2. And everybody says, well, you couldn't get it on 2nd down. Well, we couldn't get it on 3rd down because of the play we called. Instead of when we went for it earlier in the game on 4th down where we took Dak and we just drove, everybody fire out and attack your man, try and blow him off the ball, Dak find a crease. Instead of doing that, what we did was we put Cole Beasley in the backfield. And we did a draw. And if you don't know what I mean by draw, what a draw is basically you're faking a pass setup. The offensive lineman, instead of firing off, they always tell you, if you see the knuckles turn white, it means they're putting more weight on it. They're going to be drive blocking. They're going to be driving it forward because you're trying to lean so that way you get more into it. If your hand is kind of light in the dirt, you're setting back so you can set up to pass block. And you're taking a step back. That's exactly what they did on 3rd down. They tried to fake them out, make them think that we're going to pass it, and figure, okay, they'll go ahead and delay it. And it becomes a delay. So you get Zach Martin taking a step back, and now he's got to go and try and drive forward. And what happens is the penetration gets in there, it's stopped. That's play calling. Yesterday, 4th down and 1. Same spot on the field, we ended up going for it in a blowout. And what did we do? We blew everybody off the field, and we ran Dak up the middle. Right play, just a week late. So they put players in the position to win. You got talent that you can win. Regardless of what Shannon Sharp's saying, that their defense is no longer any good. That's a good defense. It's a really good defense. Their offense was never great, but their defense was. But we controlled that game. Doesn't mean we're going to do that every game. But you have the capability of doing a lot more than what we have shown thus far. This week we should fake, run pass option, and just keep feeding Zeke. Yeah, see, and that's the bottom line is, Thomas, we've got to keep, not Thomas, Jason, we got to keep getting the ball down the field, because that was the other thing that helped, because it loosened up the defense. If you just go ahead and keep running, keep doing some short stuff, it's going to shorten up the field. It's going to end up making it easier for the defenses to cheat. That's why that worked this week, is because we were firing it down the field. We were getting the defenders having to worry about somebody going deep. And you have to have that. And once you start doing that, because here's the interesting thing was, Zeke really didn't become a factor till the second half. It was Dak Prescott getting those 83 or 88 yards running that was really the running in the first half. Yes, we had over 200 yards running. Almost 100 of that was Dak Prescott. Put Jobu's hands up for victory. Okay. There you go. Jobu needs a new haircut, and he needs a little more light on him because he's kind of looking a little dark there. Meyer is straight butter. I mean, you know, he is – the Cowboys made one hell of a bold move by signing him, and if that hadn't worked out, that would have been ugly, but he is straight butter. That's not a bad idea either. 2 tight end sets with Rico and Swam on there. And Swam, quietly, Swam is coming on and playing really, really well. Yeah, and Jackie, Travis Frederick is making progress. He's beginning to work out. And making progress slowly but surely. Don't know, would be capable of coming back in December, but I'm not sure that he'll end up being back. Roberto, I don't know about me being the man. I am just Joe the fan here. Up yours, Joe Boo. Yeah, there you go. Tell you what, let's see. We still have a few minutes left here. Let me plug in the phone, and we'll take a couple of calls. Get that out of the way. Hold on here. Let me get that going. We'll take a few calls in here, and as soon as my other computer warms back up, we'll get the phone number up for you guys. There's got to be a better way. What I need is, I need a AV person to take care of actually running all the boards and everything else, because it's not easy to be a one-man show, literally. So that's our phone number here, and we'll turn the volume up on that. If you want to go ahead and try and call in, well, thank you very much. I love my smear too. I am truly blessed and thankful to have each and every one of you guys that we can ride and fail together with our Dallas Cowboys. It's actually just a blessing for me to have you guys. Looney's going nowhere. No, Looney has actually played really, really well, and he's gotten better. Wait, Raging Cajun, really, from you? You're always kind of telling me I'm an idiot. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know about YouTube Channel of the Year, but thank you for the thoughts. The Redskins injury report. We'll be talking about the Redskins a little bit more, really starting probably tomorrow. What's interesting is hold on. Do I have it up? Huh. I am not hearing it. Let me turn it up. Hold it. Try that again. I thought I was plugged in, but evidently I'm not plugged in. There we go. Okay. All right. Try that again, my friend. I didn't have the plug all the way in. What's interesting is Adrian Peterson was doubtful going into that game. And AP played a throwback game. 17 carries, I think, for 97 yards with a hurt shoulder. He was the difference maker for the Redskins in that game. Quite frankly, that was one of those games that turnovers actually made that game for them. They scored 17 points in the first half and only 6 points the rest of the way and had to hold on to end up beating the Panthers. And the Redskins, believe it or not, they're the 6th-ranked defense in the NFL, right behind us in yards, which to me is kind of surprising. But hey, you never know. You can take the records, you can take the rankings, you can take everything about the Cowboys and Redskins and throw it out the window. It doesn't matter. I've seen our team 1-15 beat them. That's the one victory to a team that was going to the playoffs. And every year, and I'm remembering every game, last year we ended up getting an interception towards the end of the game that sealed the victory for us. That was about as close to a blowout as I can remember in the last 4 that I've been at FedEx Field. The year before, it was Kirk Cousins, I believe, throwing an interception in the end zone that we ended up, no. Wait a minute, where was that? Yeah, Kirk Cousins throwing an interception in the end zone and us having to drive the length of the field in the 4th quarter to get the winning play with, former Redskin running back ended up getting the winning touchdown.
Hey, Mark, this is NC's biggest Cowboys.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press...
You're on the Joe Boo Sports Report. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Mark, this is NC's biggest Cowboys fan.
Hey, how you doing,
Raleigh,
man?
North Carolina.
How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, big guy. I just wanted to bring up one thing that I thought about during your message here. What about Alex Smith? He had a better offense and defense in Kansas City. How does he think he's going to beat us with a Washington Redskins offense and defense?
Well, here's what he did yesterday. He relied a lot on AP. AP was the reason why they ended up getting that game. He had a lot better talent, definitely in Kansas City. He had a lot better coach, I think, as well as Andy Reid. But, he's still got a lot of experience and stuff. He doesn't really have the great wide receiver like we don't. In fact, Santana Dotson, their number 1 pick from a couple of years ago, just can't even stay healthy and on the field. Got hurt during their bye week with a heel injury. But he's got some good tight ends. And if it's a low-scoring affair, you got a chance. They got a good defense that gets some turnovers and things. So, it's the NFC East. We had Matt Castle beat the Redskins. So, there's that. It's crazy, but
I agree.
You never know with the Cowboys and Redskins.
I agree. Well, with Jordan Reed, I mean, he can't stay healthy.
Right.
Josh Norman hasn't been himself. He's given up probably more completions than
He had a good game yesterday, though.
quote-unquote shutdown corner.
I tell you what, after they benched his ass, he had a good game yesterday. I think he got 1 or 2 turnovers yesterday.
Yeah, but it was against the Panthers. I think it was a redemption game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, true. There is that. True. But again, it's the NFL, and from 1 week to the next, you don't know what hit. Nobody, let's be completely honest, nobody out there thought the Cowboys could do what they did yesterday.
Oh, absolutely not. I was on the edge of my couch the whole time. One of my best friends is a Jaguars fan, and we were talking smack for the last 2-3 weeks. And he was like, "Hey, Jalen Ramsey, he's no slouch." I'm like, "I agree, but Byron Jones, he's competing for the number 1 spot as the best shutdown corner."
Right. Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting.
And he was just
our
like,
defense
"Hey,
is
let's
definitely
see
going to
how
keep
it
us
goes."
Yeah, our defense is definitely playing lights out. I mean, we're averaging only giving up 17.1 points a game, and in this day and age of offenses, and teams are really lighting it up. But it's football. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. Oh, there you go. Kevorkian just said it. On any given Sunday, anything can happen.
I agree, absolutely. So, what is your thought process on how this game is going to go? Are we going to do a lot of RPO, or are we going to?
We would want to.
Ground and pound, or we
would want to go ahead
and
continue to get. See, here's the thing: you definitely have to still keep getting Dak out in space. Dak is not comfortable yet in the pocket where he's going to be a great pocket passer. He's going to be better out in space. So you still have to use his legs as well as getting him outside, in that run pass option. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to take another call.
He's a physical quarterback.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Call from To accept, press 1.
You're on the Joby Sports Report. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? All right, we missed that one. I would love to get 35 points against the Redskins. I would love to have a blowout, but again, these games, Redskin Cowboys, these division games are always tight. They are always hard fought. You know, it's like playing against your brother. You know each other really, really well. You're just not going to get a blowout. Jackie, as much as it pains me, you are 100% right. Yesterday, Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan did a good job. Okay.
Call from.
You're on the Joby Sports Report. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
I'm doing wonderful.
My name's Kylie. I'm coming from Memphis.
Okay. What can we do for you tonight?
I don't know much. I was watching the game yesterday on my QB Dak.
Yeah.
And about time they actually did the right thing. Let him move around the pocket. What we've been telling him all season.
Right.
Let him move around. Let him do his thing like he did at Mississippi State. And you see what happened. Kept going with Dak attack. Kept on scoring points.
Right.
And that's what they need to do. We could have easily been 4-1 or 5-1 at best.
Yeah, well, if it coulda, woulda, shoulda. Unfortunately, we are what our record says we are. We're 3-3, and about ready to hopefully get back in first place. So, how are you feeling about going into Washington this week?
Washington's overrated. I don't believe in Washington. They are what they are. We know what they are. Don't believe in the hype. AP, to me, he'll give you a good game here and there, but to me, he's not what he used to be no more. Me, he's through. You see, these greatest running backs now that can catch it from the backfield, or you can line them up as a receiver. AP can't do that.
Well, he's going to have good games and bad games, you know, because you can't play consistently like that when you start getting up there. I appreciate the call. I'm going to take one more before the night's over. Thanks for the support.
Yes, sir.
Missed that one. Let me go ahead and make this clarification here, because I get told that I'm a bandwagon fan, that I'm not a real Cowboys fan because I have stuff from other teams. Take a good look at that helmet. That helmet's logo right there is the Chief with his hand over his head.
Press 1 to send a voicemail.
You're on the Joby Sports Report. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Guy from Norfolk, Virginia.
Hey, Guy, how you doing, man? You just down the interstate from me, man. What's going on?
Oh, man, ain't nothing happening, man. I enjoy your show.
I appreciate that, man.
My daughter and everybody watch the show all the time, man.
I appreciate that, man. It means a whole lot, man. I'm still amazed that people actually want to watch me, but hey, you know, I'm blessed to have everybody like you.
Hey, man, well, we're blessed to have you come on giving us the up and up. I've been a Cowboys fan since as long as I can remember. I'm old school also. I was born in 1965, so it's been a while.
The same year I was born, man. See, we are the age of the Super Bowl. Because, see, that's what's great about being born in 65. You don't have to remember what your birthday is. Just know what Super Bowl is it. 53.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know it. Hey, but I'm telling you, I really enjoy your show, man. I mean, I go to work, I come home, I pop you on, and I wake up with you and I go to sleep with you, man. You keep on doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that, man. You got any questions or anything, or any comments about this game coming up against the Redskins?
Yeah, well, I think we got the Redskins, man. Our defense been playing good, and the problem that I think we've been having is that we didn't play together as a team. We didn't practice together.
Definitely.
Coming up, you know what I mean? Like in practice. So I think we just needed time in jail.
Without a doubt, because, you know, people forget that we basically lost Jason Witten, a future Hall of Famer. We lost our all-time touchdown receiver in Dez.
and we thought Hearns was going to be the guy to replace him, and we're still waiting. And so when you have that much turmoil, then you end up having a rookie guard, and then you end up having Joe Looney. There's a lot of new parts and stuff that got very little work together. So I think they'll get better as the season goes on. All right?
I believe so too, man. But you keep on doing what you're doing, man, and let's go.
Thank you so much.
Man.
Call from to accept.
You're going to be our last caller for the night. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Who's
Elijah
this?
Serrano from Ecuador.
From Ecuador. Wow.
Elijah Serrano from Ecuador.
Okay. How are you doing tonight?
How are you?
I'm great.
No, I just wanted to talk about, about this wide receiver thing that we need. And I think Des Bryant would be a perfect addition. You know, if Conor McGregor made an impact, imagine what Des would do.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, you know, I've been on the fence about Des coming back.
Excuse me?
I said I've been kind of on the fence about Des coming back. I mean, definitely he's got a lot more skill than anybody that we have out there. But the problem is, of course, you had most of the coaching staff that wanted to get rid of him. That kind of undermines their ability to coach the team. So it's kind of like, that's a tough call. But in some regards, I say, you know what? It's about winning and about what we can try and do to win a game.
Well, I think, and Des will give a better impact than any other receiver that they have right now. And as far as his spirit on the field, and on the team, I think he'll give a big, give him a bigger impact, to his teammates. A lot of guys still like him on the team.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But I tell you what, they were thinking about bringing him back in. That's where you kept hearing him talk about, I'm going to be signing someplace. You haven't heard any more of that. And it's because the Cowboys didn't like the fact that he was kind of hitting it out there and putting it out there. They were kind of like, no, Des really hasn't changed any. They thought maybe, okay, he's humbled a little bit. He's going to be happy about being able to come back. Maybe some things are changing. And unfortunately, they looked at that and said, no, he's still the same guy. Let's rethink this and not do it. So it is what it is. I don't think they're going to end up re-signing him, but it could have been a boost. But I appreciate all the support and thank you for the call.
Well, one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Rico Gathers. Why don't they use him a little bit more? Give him more reps in practice.
You're asking the wrong person on that one because I am a proponent of definitely using him more. Rico needs to be on the field more to start getting into a rhythm. I mean, I couldn't tell you why they don't use him more than they do. I wish I had an answer on that one.
Because definitely Rico Gathers, I think, in the little bit of time, little bit of reps during the game that he gets a lot better. He gets better if he had more reps.
I agree.
I think he probably doesn't know the offense that well because he doesn't get enough reps in practice.
Right. All right. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you very much. All right. So that's our last call there for the night. It has been a great time with you guys. Unfortunately, it is 10 o'clock. And we got to get ready to get out of here. Again, if you go to my Facebook page, Cowboy Joe Boo, you'll see the event right there for the tailgate. We got so many people that are interested. I will start doing some more updates and stuff on there. We're going to be in Orange Lot at FedEx Field. And there's no charge for it. If you want to make a donation to help out to cover the cost of stuff, it's very much appreciated. But we're going to go there. We're going to have a ball. We're going to be broadcasting the whole time. And I can't wait till then. This week is going to be heaven getting ready for the Washington Redskins. Whew. Let me say, it is so nice to be talking about a victory. Last week, I believe, to quote George Allen of the Washington Redskins, when you lose, a little part of you inside dies. Nothing, important now, nothing, maybe a piece of the appendix, but something in you dies. And last Sunday, that game against the Texans, definitely something died. And then all the trolls tried to kill some more of me inside. I love the feeling of a victory. And I love it when the Cowboys are winning. I love it when the Cowboy fans are all happy and at least not bickering. There's going to be ups and downs in this season, like every season. Hopefully we'll be there when the dust settles. But take time and enjoy not only football, enjoy life. Make the most of every single minute that you can. Because once that moment is gone, you can't ever get it back. Shout out to everybody, D.D. Taylor, Mira Bearer. I don't see Falcons Nation on here tonight. Wow, okay. And all the people who tuned in on this chat as well as on the other one. Sorry, I ended up clicking on two, so there's actually two chats that are going on at the same time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, oh, damn, excuse me, there's 80 people over here on this one. Sorry, guys, I got it all screwed up. I didn't mean to ignore all you guys. Rusty, Carlos, Dak, and Zeke, Jared, Carolina Cowboy fan, Curtis Smith, Aussie Thompson, Estrada, Angie for life, Vosh for president of the 80. How many Voshes do we have? Come on now. GMG, and every blue got 5. Dr. TX Rain. Good grief. Thank everybody for all the support, because without you guys, I literally cannot do this. We'll be back first thing in the morning with Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys. And make sure you guys, if you had unsubscribed to my other channel, that channel is back. So I'm kind of spreading the wealth on those to make sure that the YouTube Terminators don't come and get me. So guys, see you in the morning.